messages after what officials tell NBC News was an unprecedented cyber attack on American telecommunications companies by China. NBC Connecticut's consumer reporter Caitlin Burchill is here to break down how we can go about doing that. So, Caitlin, let's first start with encryption. What is it?
Yeah, I wanted to make this simple because you hear all these big words, encryption, telecommunications. I'm like, let's dumb this down because so I did a lot of research because this is hard. So what does sending an encrypted text mean? It means the data gets all scrambled up as it gets sent out, and only a recipient with the correct key of sorts can unscramble it and open it.
That the best protection that you can have is to make sure that every communication that you're making is what they call end-to-end encrypted, and that's what the government's recommending. And what that means is that the message is encrypted before it leaves your phone, and it's decrypted on the other end.
So I asked local tech expert Lon Seidman for a lot of help, and he says if you have an iPhone and you text to another iPhone through iMessage, that's encrypted. Similarly, with Google Messages sent between Android users, good to go. But an iPhone texting an Android, for example, that is not encrypted. So if you're in that boat, he recommends using apps like Signal, WhatsApp, and even Facebook Messenger has some degree of end-to-end encryption.
So, Caitlin, what about emails? Are emails generally encrypted?
No.
Okay.
That's the easy answer. No, not really. He says unless you do have a Gmail account and you send a message to another Gmail account, there is protection there. Or in those rare cases, you might, when you get a tax or financial professional who's sending you emails with an encryption service to protect your confidential information. So really do your research for the platforms you use.
So it begs another question. Why does this matter to you and me and regular folks out there who don't think their texts to family members are all that interesting?
I said that. I'm like, what's up with my text to grandma? I mean, that kind of thing. Why is that so important? But he did say, people send passwords or account information over text or even private pictures or stories.
And if you're thinking about it from an espionage standpoint, to build up a dossier of people before they became involved in government activity, there's a lot of opportunity for blackmail and everything else that could go on.
So essentially, you never know if a friend, a relative, or someone in your web of connections could become pretty important someday. Maybe politics, maybe a big corporation, you name it, and therefore a long-lost text could become a target. Now, Seidman says his best advice is to keep it encrypted or write a letter, but he stresses, Kevin, no matter what you send, even the encryption we use now, maybe in 10, maybe in 20, maybe in 30 years, the bad actors then are going to know how to break through this encryption.
So essentially the takeaway is they could be spying on us right now and 10 years later blackmail somebody and use it against them. Something we think is innocuous and innocent.
Yeah, and we don't want to scare